you understand pieces of the CAGED system and pieces of triads, it's not super connected and you're not quite sure how to make the notes that you play in between chords sound on a professional level. So if you've been feeling stuck and you're trying to figure out exactly how you can connect them in a more musical way, then this lesson is for you. This is stuff that your favorite guitar players use all of the time, all right? Guys like Jimi Hendrix, John Mayer, they do this at free will. So let's jump into this. My name is Brett Blakemore, and I help guitar players just like you expand your fretboard knowledge, play more musically and confidently, and take your playing to the next level. Let's get started on this lesson. So that's the first part. So what are we doing? The first CAGED shape or triad that we're outlining is an E minor, all right? So we're focusing on E minor pentatonic for this whole thing. So we've got an E minor triad here, an E minor triad here, and we've got the full CAGED shape here. So we'll be doing this pentatonic shape right there. That will be shape 4 of your E minor pentatonic runs or pentatonic shapes, all right? So when you learn that shape, and you may already know it, make sure you know where the roots are. Right? You got a root here and a root here. So don't forget we got triads here, here, and then we have the full CAGED shape. So our first two techniques really are hammer-ons and pull-offs. Hammer-ons, pull-offs, and this first little thing is your intro into some hybrid picking if you haven't done it before. So we've got just like that. I'm plucking the 6th string with my pick and the 2nd string with my middle finger, and I'm going 7, 8, 7 on that 2nd string. So F sharp, G, F sharp. And this note right here isn't actually in our pentatonic, but it is in our full minor scale. All right, I'll give you part of that as the tab as well. That link will be again in the description. So we're doing that. So you got to get the thumb and then the middle finger. All right, hammer on and then pull off. And then we're immediately going to the 3rd string, going E, pull off to D. Another pull off, and that's just pick while the 6th string is ringing. So, and then 9 to 7 pull off, that's E to D. Then I go to the 4th string, that's B to A, all right? And then I hammer on A back to B. So I'm going, that's your first bit. That right there is cool. Right, so we're doing hammer-ons, pull-offs in combination with a little hybrid picking approach, all while outlining this E minor and the A minor shape of CAGED. You also could think of it as these triad pieces in here. And then we go to the 2nd measure of the tab. While that 6th string is ringing, hammer again from D to E on the 3rd string. And then slide 9 to 11, E to F sharp, and then we slide right back, F sharp, to the E and pull off back to 7. So now we've incorporated another technique, a slide. So we do one more pull off in that 2nd measure, B to A, and that's 9 to 7. So we've got already some pretty cool stuff happening here. All right, and then we're gonna outline this G in the C shape of CAGED. We also have triads there, right? So if you haven't done your CAGED shapes, now would be a good time to start, and I have some lessons on that. Because you've got these triads all built in. So once you learn CAGED, you understand where the triads are within each if you're taught it the correct way. So we've got, and then we're gonna hammer on 9 to 10, F sharp to G, the B here, our 9th fret 4th string, and then we play an up strum on 7 and 7. So this is our C shape of G, but we're actually going to make that a major 7th chord by picking up our middle finger and barring right here. We make this a major 7 shape. So we've got like that. So we're hammering on by a half a step into a triad or CAGED shape. In this case, we're doing a CAGED shape of G in the C shape, but we're making it a major 7th chord by barring our index over 7 and 7 here, the D and the F sharp. So up to that point, what have we got? This is the new part. right? Real smooth. You go slow to make this happen. And then I do a new technique, a little percussive move, where I just hold this chord down that I already had, this G major 7th, and I do like a little pick scrape just to get some rhythmic variation here, right? So I take that same C shape of G, right? Even though we made it a major 7th, it's still that C shape, and I hop up a whole step to the C shape of A major, right here. You could just play it as a triad, which is right here, 11, 9, 10. That's easier than grabbing the pinky, right? So you could go just like that. So you got these CAGED shapes, but you've got these triads that are built into it that just kind of open up the entire fretboard for you. Once you get to where you can really see the scales in between, man, you're off and running, all right, when you pair that with good phrasing and good timing. So up to that point, what have we got? We've got... So once we finish up right here, you get off of your pinky and you've got this A major triad. That's what's left. This is the 3rd in the bass. So then we're holding our 9th fret E on the 3rd string, 10th fret A on the 2nd string, and we do a double stop lick. We strum both the 3rd and the 2nd string, and we hammer on and pull off once again. Very Hendrixy. So then we go, and then I grab the 11th fret 4th string, a C sharp, slide immediately down to the 9, all on the 4th string. That's your B. Pull off to 7. So that's a lick in of itself. We kind of grabbed this A and the C shape, and then we got rid of the pinky because it's a pain in the butt. Grabbed this triad out of that, and then we got rid of that ring finger, hammered on to the 11th fret of the G, pulled off, and then we grabbed that C sharp again, 11th fret D string, slid down 11 to 9, pulled off to the 7, which is your A. So, and then we kind of start the lick back over. So we've got cool techniques here: hammer-ons, pull-offs, double stops, slides, percussive strumming, all while connecting CAGED shapes and or triads. You can see how they blend together. So we've got that last bit, and then we're back to the first part of the lick. Pretty simple. We're going back to the first lick we played in measure 1. The reason I would keep it the same thing is because we have to create an idea or a motif. A motif is just a fancy way of saying a musical idea that repeats, something that the listener can grab onto, otherwise known as a melody, a riff that sticks out in your brain. Don't think that your solos need to be something different the whole time. I see this all the time with intermediate and advanced students that I have. There's all kinds of people that are great guitar players, but they feel like they have to change their lead lines every measure. You can repeat things, and that's how you create melodies, hooks, all that stuff that really sticks out in the listener's head, right? That's what you're going for, and that's what I help all of my students do, and I hope that you get some of that out of today's lesson. So, of course, you could just learn this lick, play it, and it would sound really nice. But if you don't learn some of the why behind what's happening here, you'll never be able to repeat these concepts, these ideas, these techniques, this smooth style of playing into other keys. You've got to be able to visualize. Here's an E minor, right, in the A minor shape of CAGED. Here's triads built in, right? You got to be able to see, all right, we've got this pentatonic scale that connects that shape, right? Then we've got this G in the C shape. We can make it a major 7th, but when we're in this G in the C shape, you got to visualize triads in there, right? And then we're connecting these with lead lines and hooks. And then we jump up to the A in the C shape. Well, you got to be able to see where those triads are at as well. And what we're doing is connecting this stuff with pentatonic lines, a little bit of a minor scale line as well. And then we're connecting it with cool techniques. You've got a hybrid thing. At the same time, you're doing hammer-ons and pull-offs, right? You've got pull-off, hammer, hammer, right? Slides, little glissando, back to hammering a chord tone or the root of that G by a half step, a little percussive move, and then up to the A in the C shape, keeping in mind where these are all at. You can just play the triad versions of each of these chords so you don't have to grab that kind of awkward pinky shape, but it's worth learning both. You just want to see where these shapes are so that you can then repeat these things in different keys and make yourself a much more versatile guitar player, right? If this type of playing, this type of teaching inspires you anyway, and I hope it does, make sure you get on that VIP wait list. There's bonuses involved. That link is in the description for my All Access Pass membership. It's not a monthly thing, it's a lifetime thing. Membership opens a couple of times a year. All right, you want to get on that because I'll open it up again in a few months, and you want to be the first in line to get it because enrollment is limited because I spend a lot of time with each of these students. So what we've got here, cool techniques, things that you need to practice. You want to practice these things slow so that you can incorporate these ideas. All right, if you have trouble with the hammer-ons and pull-offs, you want to just spend time slowly doing this. It's my hope that in learning this lick that you'll understand and have a better feeling with hammer-ons, pull-offs, slides, double stops, everything that we're talking about, right? So if you got a lot out of this, man, make sure you like and subscribe. Share this channel with some other intermediate guitar players that are trying to reach the next level. And whether you've been playing for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, and you've been feeling stuck, I can help. My name is Brett from Summit Guitar School, and thanks for watching.